Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here's something different. I have right here a tier list. Now, I made this back when tier lists were the thing to do, and I've been waiting for the right time to make this video. Also, I've wanted for a long time to talk about the music of RWBY on the record, and it just took me a little while to figure out how best to do it. First, I wanted to do a reaction to the Volume 7 soundtrack, but I didn't have a face cam going back then, and I have since listened to the soundtrack a bunch. I also wanted to do this tier list, and then I had the idea, well, I'm going to talk about Volume 7, so why not also talk about the first 6? So here we are. All of those ideas put together. This is going to be a hot mess, but I love it. Couple of ground rules. I'm grading these songs on a scale of D to A+. The grades are arbitrary, of course, but at the end of each album I'm going to tally the totals using number values and use the totals to assign a score to each album as a whole. Here we have 11 grades, since we're not doing D- or F in any form, which means D is 1, D+ is 2, and C- is 3, and so on, up to A+ being 11. Furthermore, you'll notice on this tier list that there is only 10 rows and doesn't have the D+ grade. Simply, when I was going through each song, I never ended up using the D+ grade, so I decided it wasn't worth the trouble to try to fit it in or rework my scale altogether. So that's that. This is the most maths I've done since high school, I swear. I just slipped and fell in some quantification. Alright, so Volume 1. Let's go. We're going album by album. I'm not going to be playing any of the music because copyright, and also because I don't want this to be long as hell. I'm just going to be skimming through each song, just a couple of notes here and there. You like these little images that I made for this tier list? Yes, very nice, very nice. Okay, let's go. Track 1, This Will Be the Day. This is a B, sets a grimy, rebellious tone with its chunky guitars and powerful hook. It's a classic, but I don't think it's aged as well as as you would have liked. Red Like Roses, another B. Excellent guitar work and rhythmic variations. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a fine blend of score and song, and it does hold a bit of a special place. 3, Mirror Mirror. I'm feeling a C. It's fun, but the meshing of the dance beat and the synth strings just isn't the cleanest, and the mix is a bit rough. It's a bit muddy. From Shadows, the trailer mix. It's a B. I think it's aggressive, it doesn't waste time, everything has its place. It flows a lot better than the full version of the song as well. I Burn, yellow trailer version. This is a C-. Without the 3 songs before it appearing as samples in this song, it's just not much there compared to the other versions of it. Look, I should also say I'm gonna be objective as I can, and that means that I could get a bit harsh with certain songs. So, it's all just my opinion. I'm looking at these songs largely from a musical perspective, because I do have a background in music when I was younger, for many years. But of course I will point out where, the narrative value of particular songs. Gold. Gold is next. It's a C+. It's a C+. I love the sentiment of it and the melodies, but the production and mixing is just really average. So we have I Burn with the more rock version with Lamar Hall as the feature. This is a B-. It's a very pleasant surprise. With its stripped down rock formation. I like this one a lot, except the rapping is very mediocre, and strap yourselves in because I'm going to be saying that a lot. I May Fall, A-. It's emotive, powerful, and catchy. This one has largely stood the test of time for me. Red Like Roses Part 2. Repeat pretty much what I said for I May Fall, except that this one has the added bonus of the duet vocals between Casey Lee and Sandy Casey. Those duet arrangements are just awesome. That's an A for me. That's an A for me. Alright, the I Burn remix, which is the full version of I Burn, but the dance mix. It's a C+. I'm not, I don't have much to say about it. It's okay for what it is. Okay, From Shadows, the full version. This is a B- again. This is clunkier than the trailer mix. It doesn't flow as nicely. I really could have done without the extra verse. I don't think it was necessary. I don't think it was necessary at all. And finally, from Volume 1, we have Wings, the first ballad of many in this catalogue. Yeah, this is a C minus. It's still a tearjerker to this day, but it really hasn't aged well. The writing and the performances are just pretty rudimentary. And my verdict for this one was a B minus for Volume 1 overall. We go by the point system. We end up with 72 points out of a possible 132, which gives you, it's roughly 55%. While these songs are classics for RWBY's OG fans, a lot of them really have struggled to hold up over time. And that's understandable. I'd say that this grade for this album is pretty respectable, all things considered. It just goes to show how fun, some of the ideas in these songs still are, even if the sounds haven't aged that fantastically. You might ask why out of 132. Simply, it's because there are 12 songs in Volume 1 soundtrack, and each song is worth 11 points maximum. That's how we get to the scores we get to. Alright, on to Volume 2. Let's get it. This only has 8 songs. I mean, most of the soundtracks for RWBY only have 8 songs to really dive into like that, I'm not doing, you might have seen up here that we're not doing the score tracks, we're not doing the acoustic tracks, and most of the remixes. Really the only remixes we're including are the ones from Volume 1, where there are different versions of the principal songs. So on to Volume 2. We have track 1, Time to Say Goodbye. This is a C+. It didn't need to be so frantic. I used to like this song quite a lot, but over time it's just really odd, it's odd that it's as fast-paced as it is. It has some nice melodies. Aside from that, it's just a bit messy. Easily my least favorite opening of the entire series. Die is next. This is B+. It's one of the better tracks on this album. It's very nice instrumentation and vocals. It resists the urge to be too generic. Got quite a nice punch in the chorus. Shine is next. It's fine for its purpose. The bass line is a nice groove. It's really long for what it is. So that's where that goes. Dream Come True. This is kind of in the same vein. It does mix enough narrative and musical elements to keep you interested, but it doesn't do much else. Caffeine, this is a D. I personally really don't like this song. It brings plenty of energy, but I find it totally skippable. I've listened to it a handful of times. All Our Days, it's only solid as a song, isn't it? But it is very sweet, and the vocal performance is really, really stellar. Boop. This is creatively written and creatively performed as well. It plays a lot like a musical number, like what you would expect from a musical. It never gets boring or tiring at all. This is one of the more creative pieces on this album. And Sacrifice. I underrated this song for a long time. The song is just really strong. It's really dark. It provides a bit of a glimpse into the future of the series' soundtracks and themes. It has strong sonic contrasts and a really great chorus. Alright, so the verdict for Volume 2 is, it's a C+, which means 44 out of 88, which is, dead even 50%. And that is genuinely how I feel about it. It's a mediocre album overall, and mediocre just means sort of basic, doesn't it? There really aren't any standouts. Even the better songs are just a bit short of the high bench. Alright, Volume 3 is next. If you thought my opinions of Volume 2 songs were harsh, just try not to hold it against me, please. So we start with When It Falls. I love this song. I think this is an A+. I think it's an A+ song. It's brilliantly dark hard rock. These jarring vocal performances that just keep you coming back for more, and it just makes you hang on every phrase. Great lyrics, everything about this. I love this song. I'm the One, track 2 from Volume 3. This is mediocre. This is just plain and simple mediocre. The chorus is okay, but largely generic. The narrative value is just okay. It's in style, it's very similar to Caffeine, but it has slightly better melodies, I guess. But I don't really feel too strongly about that one. It's My Turn, one of many Weiss songs. It's a C+, isn't it? Because it's not one of It's not one of the strongest Twice songs. It has a very nice chorus, but overall the song sort of meanders through its paces. It's much better for its narrative than anything else. Track 4 is Not Fall in Love With You. Yeah, this is a D. This is a strong D. This one, slam dunk in the recycle bin. Do not care for that song at all. Track 5 is Neon. It's a B-. The style isn't necessarily my favorite, but it is well executed and, it's very fun. It's a very fun song. Mirror Mirror Part 2 is next. Now, when I was talking about, the differences in Weiss's character songs, this is a good illustration of that, because this is a B+. There's very smooth instrumentation, a really great chorus, made better for its narrative, great lyrics, just a really nice song overall. It's very underrated, I think. Divide is I think it's a B-. It has good tempo change-ups. The vocal performances on this one really aren't my favorite though. They don't fully carry the darkness of the lyric. If I compare it to something like Sacrifice, it falls short of that. And we end with Cold. This is an A-. Simply, would this song be the same without its emotional context? Probably not, but it is still good, and it's impossible to remove the context anyway. It does get a little bit repetitive here and there, like in the verses. There's not really strong marks against it. So the overall verdict for Volume 3, so it's 50 out of 88, which is 57%, which is a B- again. It really has a few gems, like When It Falls, Cold, Mirror Mirror Part 2, as I said. Real gems, but it's just really weighed down by some real clunkers as well. And now we move on to Volume 4. Yeah, we start with Let's Just Live, the opening. I go back and forth on whether or not I appreciate just how freaking long this song is, but it's still really good, and it provides a welcome note of positivity. I really enjoy this. This is one of those ones you instantly just sing along to when you hear it. Like Morning Follows Night. This is a C+ for me. I cringe when I hear the high notes in the chorus, and I really cringe at the rapping. Everything else is just okay though, so I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite, not by a long shot. Bad Luck Charm is next. Again, this is kind of similar. The verses are really well done. I really like how those are constructed, but the chorus is just really aggressively average. It's mainly worth it for the story. It's worth it for the story, because it's Crow's song, it's his only song. Let him have it. But it's a C+. This Life Is Mine. This is an A-. Yeah, I love the progressions. This song is great. Weiss has a lot of character songs, but this is easily the best of them. Easily the best. Now, you're going to find this really harsh of me, but Home is a C+ as well. I find this song just a little boring, honestly. The vocals just stay in a consistent low drone, and it's like that for 5.5 minutes. I know I have a low drone, but I'm not singing and putting music out on, out to the world. Armed and Ready. This is an A-. It's triumphant, strong lyrics, strong performances. Lucis Naturae. It's a C+. It's kind of like the opposite of Bad Luck Charm, because I like the chorus, but the rest is just okay. Here's another opinion incoming. Bumblebee, the last song on this album. I think it's an A-. Honestly, I do. I think the song is so much fun, just in every way. Fuck what the haters be saying about the ship and all that nonsense. I'm just appreciating good music, and I think this is good music. That's Volume 4. We end up with 56 out of 88 for this one, so 63%. That's a B. Decent amount of really good and a decent amount of mediocrity, but the good, just pulls it up overall. Okay, so Volume 5, I'm excited to talk about this one. So we start with The Triumph. I think this is an A. I love this song. It has a fantastic chorus. Overall, it's like an aggressive call to action, really fun instrumentation. It's a real dark horse when you think about the best openings of the series. In fact, it may not even be a dark horse, it may just be one of the best openings of the series. We go to Ignite, also very well done. People probably will put this one higher than Armed and Ready, but I have the song as a B+. A lot of people would probably flip those two. It's a nice use of horns and tempo to push the energy, but the rapping is so mediocre. I can't put it on the same level. I just can't. Path to Isolation, another Weiss song. This is a B+. I know the song is a prequel to Mirror Mirror, but musically it functions as a much improved update of that song. It's much better than the original Mirror Mirror. Has great performance and production in it. yeah, I enjoy this one. Smile. Wow, Smile. Yeah, this is one of my favorite songs in this catalog. This is an A+. Beautiful and wrenching in every way. Brilliant writing and performances. I love that song so much. And who would have thought, because it's, you know, just for a minor character in the end, like Ilya, she's not exactly part of Team RWBY, but she has one of the best character songs in the series. All Things Must Die. I like this song. I do like this song. You know, it sort of builds and builds, contrasting note progressions, and then it just sort of punches you in the face for 2 straight minutes. You know, it's great vocals and melodies. I appreciate the duality of how it can apply to both as a character song for Cinder or for Raven. This time, yeah, this is my least favorite song, easily, on this album, but it's still, you know, it's still solid. You know, it's still a B-. Yeah, I just think it's generic and not entirely memorable, but the chorus is really fun. You know, the song itself is really fun. Still has a powerful kick to it. You know, it's kind of like a middle order Dragon Force song. If you wanted a bit of a blast from the past, you know, all their songs are sort of the same, but they're still, in my opinion, worth listening to. We finish with All That Matters. Yeah, this is another A+ for me. I love the emotional, messy complexity in the lyrics. Just messy complexity, the messy feelings. The song is smooth and understated and provides a really new and refreshing take on RWBY's style of ballad. Not every ballad has to be full of like clean-cut feelings. We're allowed to be messy. That's what humanity is. It's messy. We have messy feelings. Yeah, Volume 5. I mean, you can tell by the spread this grade is going to be pretty high. It's 62 out of 77 because there are only 7 songs. That's 80%, you know, and it's worth that. 80% is worth an A- on my scale. It's a really strong soundtrack from top to bottom, and it's carrying some classics as far as I'm concerned anyway. So on to Volume 6, Rising, the opener. It's a good opener, I enjoy it. I enjoyed listening to it back in Volume 6. I don't know, there's something about it that just feels a bit plain, you know, when I think about it in relation to the likes of Let's Just Live or The Triumph, When It Falls. It's just a bit too plain to stand with the best of them. Miracle is next. I have really mixed feelings on this song because I want to love it. Because the first half and like the first verses and sort of choruses, refrains, combined with the outro are really fantastic, with these really interesting vocals, just backing vocals flying all over the place. And you know, all of that pulls the grade to this song up like significantly, because the breakdown and the solos are such an awkward fit in the song. And the mix overall is just a mess. Like the vocals are so quiet compared to everything else. Like you just have these heavy walls of guitar just crushing down on like these really interesting vocals that I want to hear more of. But it's still worth a bit. One thing, I don't know, this might be another one of those where I break from sort of accepted opinion, but I find this song just really generic and unmemorable. This sort of music is just sort of wallpaper, I find. Even if the character stuff with Neo is kind of interesting, but at the same time, is it really? It's average. It's really average for me. Lion Eyes is next. Man, this is awful. This song is awful. It's truly unpleasant to listen to, which I realize is kind of the point. You know, with the lyrics and it's about Adam and all this sort of stuff, he's kind of losing his mind, losing his grip. That doesn't make it a good song. At all. Okay, Big Metal Shoe. It's decent, you know, it's interesting, the refrains are fun, the writing is really clever and creative. The rapping is, God, it's terrible. It's aggressively terrible, but everything else is good enough. It always stays interesting. Nevermore. This is A-. I think it's a really great duet, I find. The lyrics are powerful, the chorus is fantastic. The constant trading off between Adrian and Casey Lee it's really nice to listen to. It's a great song for Yang and Blake in that moment. Indomitable. This is emotional context again speaking. If Cold was a serenade for your boy M, then this is a love letter to him. The production is like, it doesn't fully work all the way. It's a bit, it's a bit like melodramatic, I guess. Forever Fall, the final song on this album, this is an A-. It's a really strong vocal performance, that's for sure. As a nitpick, hearing the chorus twice is a bit overindulgent. I think you could have cut it out the first time and then just kept building towards having one chorus in the big finish. I think that might have gone down a bit easier. You have the chance to have all this production with this really sweet chorus just come rushing in at the end. So the verdict on Volume 6. So let's go to the score. We get 52 out of 88 here, which is 59%, and it's a B-, another B-. I mean, it's okay overall. The middle really sinks it though, and its better songs just fall short of being properly great. It's just, if it's just like a nitpick here or a questionable mix here, there. And last but not least, definitely not least, we have Volume 7, Trust Love, the opener. Starts with strong energy, but it fades pretty heavily in the back end. I mean, it's a matter of the solo or the bridge. Pick one, pick one of them, because I don't think the song needed both. The final chorus just doesn't have enough punch for that choice to have been worth it. And it's interesting because I was really anticipating hearing this full song during Volume 7 when we were hearing it every week. But once I had heard the full song over and over again, I just felt more and more underwhelmed. I don't know if this is my expectations, but I know I definitely do feel like it falls flat at the end. Touch the Sky. This is, it's sonically really just interesting the whole way, isn't it? And the positive vibes are truly infectious. One thing I'll say about the Volume 7 soundtrack is just the diversity of styles is just really fun, and this is one example of it. Hero. This is an A-. It's just, I mean, what a great performance from the feature. Caleb just really crushes it. Just really great instrumentation and writing as well. Some slightly messy transitions here and there. Brand New Day. It's a really fun style to take on, that sort of blues rock. Everything about the song just really fits. Let's Get Real. This is the one featuring Erin Riley, I believe. Yeah, this is a B. I mean, is it Shine 2.0? I think it's much better than that, actually. And much better than what I expected. It boasts some really lovely vocals, and there's nice production and songwriting. War is next. This is an A. It rides almost entirely on its battery of vocal performances, but it's just really short and sweet. It does not overstay its welcome at all. And the instrumentation is a lot of fun. It's just really rambunctious energy. Go to Celebrate. Again, I mean, this is so much better than what I expected. When I saw that we were going to get these like sort of more dancey pop style songs, I was just like, because it's not a style which is the strongest for RWBY soundtracks. But again, better than what I expected. The vocals are really smooth. Casey Lee and the feature Santi C, and the songwriting is really creative as well. The rapping is really basic, but it's also really solid, and it's a vast improvement over past rapping verses. Not a fantastic verse by a long shot. It's easily the best one that we've been given. Until the End. Do I really have to say that much? This is an A+ for me. It's well written, simple but beautiful, haunting but loving at the same time, really uplifting while also being really reflective as well. It's just a brilliant performance from top to bottom. Big shout out to Casey Lee for that being her proper songwriting debut in the RWBY catalog. So we end with Fear. I do like the song. It's well written, it's well performed. I just think it's a tad meandering. I honestly don't know what you could have done to fix that, but it does feel just too slow at some points. Has a really good solo and really nice bridge though. It's well done. So we have the verdict for Volume 7, 79 out of 99. There are 9 songs, which is 80% again, and another A-. It's a fine blend of different styles, loaded with just this emotionally mature writing and just really consistent performances from everyone involved all the way through. And there you have it. All 7 RWBY soundtracks reviewed and tiered for your entertainment. or your displeasure. Fun fact, we have 60 songs in total here, and if you want to know what the percentage and grade is for this catalogue as a whole, well, I've done that too. So with 60 songs, we come to a possible ceiling of 660. We're using the same grades and number values we used for the reviews and placements, and adding those all together, we end up with 415 points out of 660, which is a hit rate of approximately 63%, and thus a grade of B. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.